Yeah, that's basically a disaster. You need to, yeah, I love it. She did. Okay. So they're just dying to get your. They're drooling while they're waiting to get to the drums. They're breathing hard. When you try this, my turn first. You want to get the pickup with a tone on the edge of the drum. If I were you, I would use my other hand, not my lead hand, to play the pickup, because then you can play the bass with your lead hand. Please don't play. Watch. I'll give you the first two lines. This is a tiny size and elephant cement. Your turn. Watch again. A mouse. Try that. Again. Again. So it's going to go. A mouse is of a tiny size and elephant cement. Here you go. My turn. And go. And now is very wise. A skunk has all the sense. What meter is this? We're in 6/8. To me, this is an easy, accessible 6/8 piece. So if you're wanting to do some 6/8 with your kids, this is a good piece to use as a start. And the accompanying parts that go with it are pretty easy. Would you play it again? 1, 2, away you go. Another bass drummer. This is your chance, folks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, sir. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. On the cowbell, we just need the beat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So right here. We need 2 cowbell players, please. Be the backbone of the ensemble. Now watch what happens this time. A mouse is of a tiny size, an elephant cements, and though an owl is very wise, a skunk has all the sense. Stop there, please. What did I do the first time? I did this. At the end of the first phrase, a mouse is of the tiny size, an elephant cements. And though an owl is very, what did I do the next time? Shake hand up here. Though an owl is very wise, a skunk has all the sense. Now is your opportunity to play a vibroslap or a flexitone. You better hurry up. Because they're going to go fast. Which one do you want? Okay, I'll do two this second. And who's going to take it? All right, come on.
I think you meant to scroll that.
Vibroslap technique 101. Grab inside the handle. It's amazing how many different ways this is played, and I think played incorrectly.
This is worth the admission right here. Yeah. Mystery solved.
Vibroslap technique 101. Would you say put your hand inside the handle?
Put your hand inside the handle.
Hold it low.
Hold it low.
Slap it and let it vibrate.
Slap it and let it vibrate.
So it's a vibro slap. You slap it and let it vibrate. Now don't hurt your hand. If you see this, I see this a lot. You're grabbing the handle and you're cutting down the extent of the vibration. And if you see this with your hand here, it's just wobble around all over the place. So, hand inside the handle, you asked for this first. Flexitone, you know that it wiggles, and you know you can bend it. But if you wiggle it while you're bending it, so it's going to be a mouse is of a tiny sighs, and elephants and though and how is very wise, a skunk has all the sense. The skunk has all the sense.
Well,
Oh,
he's serious.
fantastic flexity. Okay, so you have the coda. At the very end of the piece, we're gonna it's gonna be only the flexitone, extended flexitone.
Oh, yeah.
A cadenza. You can play for 2 or 3 days. All right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have all the accompanying parts, and you are going to play the entire time, even when the drums come out, cut out. You keep going. So this is a simple form. You play it twice with the accompaniment. Drums stop. The accompaniment keeps going twice through. So lip sync the words. And you'll know how long it's going to be. Then drums come in twice more with the accompaniment. And then we have the cadenza, which is labeled as a coda, but cadenza is much better. Okay, so actually we're going to have an introduction too.
It's all one dog tag. This is page 12 where he is.
Now you go. Here we go. It happens again. Now we play it twice more. Here we go. Okay, so questions or comments about this? The accompanying parts in this are really simple. We've got the cowbell on the D. We've got the bass drum playing 1, 2, 3. If you're looking for an easy 6/8 piece, I hope this will work for you. And some of the things that gives it a little bit of color are the vibroslap and the flexitone. Drew?
Do you try to occasionally play the bass drum or the cowbell part to try to prevent speeding up or encourage staying moderately on tempo with stuff like this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get
Yeah,
faster, faster.
during the cowbell is my best friend.
Yeah.
I've got the cowbell in my hand all the time, and I'm not playing it all the time. But if it's needed, then I step back in.
Do you
Yes.
remember which book that one's in, or is it in one of the?
It is not in one of the
Okay, but it's
books,
in the handout.
but it's in the handout. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Do you attempt this with your classes or just the ensemble that you have at the
I wrote this one since I retired. Everything that I wrote that's in my books, I did it with my kids before I put it in a book. But this one, I was looking for an easy 6/8, and I wrote it. I would try this with 4th and 5th grade easy, and if I had a real sharp 3rd grade, and if I needed to do 6/8, then I would do it with them. The main rhythm is ba-da-da-dee, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So this is really, there are no changes in it. It's really easy. But 3rd grade, I would be looking for a class that had a laser-like focus. Okay, thank you. Let's give our players a hand. Okay. I gotta check how we're doing for time here.
17 minutes. That's what I'm-
Not bad,
Yeah.
not bad. Okay.
Here.
I've got a story for you. Please find out where this is taking place. Where does this story take place? Peter, if you're able, get your elbows off the table. This is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining table. Where's the story taking place?
It's dinner table.
At a dinner table. What kind of dining table was it? Ritzy. Okay, what's ritzy mean?
Fancy. Fancy.
Hello, Tiffany. You can't sneak in. Yeah, it's a fancy dining table. My fourth graders, a lot of them didn't know that. So, okay. If I'm asking you a question, this is directed listening. You don't say to the kids, boys and girls, I'm going to tell you a rhyme, and then tell them the rhyme. You say, I'm going to tell you a rhyme. Find out what happens here. Find out where we are. Get a question to ask them so they're listening for a specific reason. Directed listening. They're listening with a purpose. Would you say to me, oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Watch the clapping. See if the clapping pattern stays the same or see if the clapping pattern changes. Peter, if you're able, get your elbows off the table. This is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining table. Peter. So show me, does it say the same or does it change? How about it, Dee? It changes, yeah. Where does it change?
At the end.
At the end, we've got a pattern going here with all three pieces. Try to patch with me. Here we go. Peter, if you're able, get your elbows off the table. This is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining table. Peter, if you're able. Stop there, please. My compliments to you. The most difficult part of this for the kids is coming into the repetition. Because you're going, but a ritzy dining table, Peter. You're not clapping on beat 1, you're clapping on beat 2. Because the accents are on 2s and 4s. Would you say?
Oh, yeah.
And it makes it feel so good, okay? Would you say to me, but a ritzy dining table?
But a ritzy dining table.
Now, I don't show the kids all the notation. We do get, they are reading the notation for the accompanying parts, but I want them to get the words into their ear first. So you've heard it first, and then you get to see the chart. Or you might have it on a nice screen or whatever, but we're back to our
Vintage.
vintage technology. Would you say to me, but a ritzy dining table?
But a ritzy dining table.
Say, this is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining table.
This is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining
I
table.
love the way you stopped on the first word here. But a ritzy dining table. Nice shot. Peter, if you're able, get your elbows off the table.
Peter, if you're able, get your elbows off the table. This is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining table.
Peter,
if you're able, get your elbows off the table. This is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining table. Peter, if you're able,
while you
get your
clap.
elbows off the table. This is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining
And
table.
stop there, please. Thank you. Would you play only the accents, only the basses? Peter.
Off the table. This is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining table.
When you get to the last line, can you move around, do a little dance?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that. Would you say to me, but a ritzy dining table? Move while you play. Don't mess up your playing, but just put a little dance in. Ritzy dining table. This is not a horse's stable, but a ritzy dining table. This time, let's try a little because when you're playing in the beginning, you're table. Last time, but C dining table from the beginning, and here we go. Two times. Cowbell part is the beat. We've had easy accompanying parts today. This is for kids who are not used to playing an ensemble. But hopefully, the main rhythm is hip enough so that it's going to sound pretty cool. It's like if you teach middle school. There are a lot of your kids, if you're doing percussion with them, a lot of your kids are not good players. They didn't come up through an elementary school program where they played a lot. And so if you can look for things that sound cool but are not too hard to play, you're going to get them off to a good start. Okay, maracas, eighth notes are indicated here, but is it okay if they play quarter notes?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Is it okay if they played 16th notes?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Is it okay if they play the eighth notes that are here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the shaker players, you want to cut them some slack.
Good.
Let them shake it, and if they can move their feet. We have the guiro. Would you say, oh?
Ooh.
Guiro technique.
Oh, please.
Okay. Pretend this is your favorite hand. Your favorite hand. Hold up your stick. Now your other hand, you're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Is this easy for kids to do?
No.
It's not. So to substitute, down, tap, tap, down, tap, tap, down, tap, tap, down, tap, tap, down. So if you have kids who really are new to it, if you have a kid in your drum group, I had a boy who came in and had this beautiful board guiro, and every morning before school he came in and took it into the closet. I had all the fifth graders sitting there before school started, and he's over there inside the closet going. He developed some pretty good guiro chops. The kid was rocking out on the guiro by the time it got to be time. Try the real way with down, up, down, up, down, up. Dig into the long strokes. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so we need cowbell players. If you haven't done a cowbell or a bass drum yet, come get a cowbell if you'd like to.
Yay. Come on.
Oh yeah,
You know you wanna do it.
Person, please. All right, move. That's good. And we don't have a bass drum part in it, but we'll go ahead and put one in it. Half notes for us. No, actually, there is a bass drum part. You're going to play on the weak beats. When they play the basses, we need guiro players and shaker players, please. Guiro. Oh yeah. That's good. Oh, you got to be quick now, folks. Give the young lady a shaker. Oh yeah, that's what we want. And guiros, would you line up right here beside me? Oh, this one. If you like shaking it, you can do it if you want, but so do the guiro till you get tired.
Okay.
And we got our shaker players. Line up along here, please. What a fantastic looking group. Okay. You come in when the drums come in. Don't be shy. Really sock it in there. Guiros now. Shake it up there. Really good. And the drums. everybody plays the last line unison. So when we get to but a red seat dining table, you need a quick wrist right there. So ding, 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 ding. So on the cowbell, if you're playing on the mouth of the bell, and then at the end, okay? So when we get to the last line, can I hear you all go? But a red seat dining table. Thank you. If you lift up the cowbell off the palm of your hand, you'll let it ring a little bit. Those don't ring a whole lot, but they'll ring a little. If I were you, I'd use a heavier end of the stick. There we go. Now your cowbell get thick sticks. We all start together. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Where certain groups keep going. This is very, very simple form, but after you have worked for 2 weeks to get all of these parts together, you're going to need to take one class where they're all learning to play the main drum part, and then another class to add in the other percussion. And it's probably 20 to 25 minutes of each of those class times. What do you do if you don't have the drums to play with? Would you say to me, 5-gallon water jugs?
5-gallon water jugs.
Empty 5-gallon water jugs.
Empty 5-gallon water jugs.
Thank you. Okay, they don't sound bad. 5-gallon water jugs don't sound bad. You want to get the kind that don't have an edge on the bottom of it. You want a rounded bottom. And once you get those, the kids will love playing them. If you don't have any other drums, they're going to love it. If you do that, be sure to include them in every single performance your 4th and 5th graders do. Because eventually somebody's going to come up and say, boy, the kids sound great on the jugs. Would you like to get some real drums? And you'll say, yeah, sure. And then you make a drum roll. So start with the water jugs if you don't have anything. You can do what we're doing now, even if you don't have any drums. A lot of times water companies will give them to you. Okay, here we go. Last time through, Peter, if you're able. We're going to play it 4 times. We're going to play, because we're short on time, we're going to play 2 times. And then we're going to have an interlude, and then we'll play 4 times at the end. Peter. Are you ready?
Yes.
Tell me you're ready.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Peter, ready. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. ritzy dining table, because there we would have been stopping off the beat. We added one more note, but a ritzy dining table stop. All right? If I were doing that in a performance, I wouldn't do it 2 times and then do an interlude. We do it 4 times. Okay. So, any quick questions? We have about 12 seconds. Yes, ma'am.
I noticed like when you're playing, you're tilting the drum. So is that okay? And how far should, because I've seen, I've seen people tilting far.
Right. When I first played in bands, I played congas, and my congas were flat on the floor. And so to do that, you tilt it towards your favorite side. I'm right-handed, and you tilt it a little bit away from you. You do not tilt it towards you, because then look at what you have to do. So you tilt it towards your favorite side and a little bit away. And kids don't have to do that. A lot of these drums have air, where the air can come out. And this has little feet on it, so these work great. Kids don't have to tilt them. Yes, ma'am?
What about gym bass? If you had
Gym bass are fantastic.
But how would you?
Same thing, if they don't have air under them.
Yeah, I tilt them, but it's hard sometimes for kids to control them. Because if a gym bay is even a moderate-sized gym bay, and if you've got a 3rd or a 4th grader, so it's tiny. So I just try to let the kid be happy.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am?
You can actually make little rubber feet you can put on too that are like that for like $20 that you can stick on the bottom of any size drum that doesn't have it.
And I would not go in, thank you very much, but I would not go in that direction, because then the drum's staying flat, and basically you want it, if the kid can control the drum, you want to tilt it away from them. So I wouldn't just wait, it'd be kind of a waste of money. Yes?
Do you have any tips on keeping the ensemble from speeding up?
Keep the cowbell in your hand. If it speeds up, which it always does, then you stop everything, you ask the kids what's happening, and then you say, listen to the beat. So then you start it going again. It's probably going to speed up again. So at that point, you do the Julius Caesar routine. It's divide and conquer. I'm not a fan of Julius, but what the idea of divide and conquer, you would get one small group to play. Okay, let's see if the high drummers can not speed it up. So the high drummers will play, and then the medium drummers, and then if they're still speeding up, listen to 2 kids at a time. And by that time, they are listening so acutely that they often will take care of it right now.
I need to present you this wonderful certificate.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, nice playing this morning. And that's it.
A repeated session.
Yes, we've got a repeated session next. If you want to play drums again, please stay.
I'll set up again. Parabol closes 11:30 if you book start at 30. Great show.
That's good.
I gotta get it good.